twice as much on a lawyer. Terry explained that his brother Michael had previously testified against a criminal boss, so he couldn't go to state prison. They would kill him immediately. In this situation, all Terry could do was find another $10,000 as soon as possible. He reached out to his former boss in the restaurant business, who promised to send the full amount via bank transfer.
How much?
10,000.
Terry found himself in a strange city, with no one he knew, forcing him to spend the night in the forest, hiding from the cold and bad weather. Despite the hardships in the morning, he decided to go to the police station to file a report about the incident. There, he began to describe the officers who had arrested him, their actions, but unexpectedly Officer Sims left her desk and returned with one of the officers who had detained him, Officer Lan. Without letting Terry finish, Lan threw him his ID and roughly ordered him to leave the station, threatening to arrest him for making false accusations. At that moment, Police Chief Sandy Byrne intervened, stating that the detention was carried out lawfully and emphasized that Terry had been treated with due respect. However, according to him, if Terry continued to insist on his accusations, he would face criminal prosecution for interfering with police actions.
If you'd be so kind as to cut off your recording device and exit my station.
Realizing that the situation might be worse than he had expected, Terry decided to offer a compromise. He asked for at least $10,000 back for the bail, while he was willing to forget about the remaining $26,000, which, in his opinion, wasn't worth discussing further. The police chief, having listened to his offer, became interested and agreed. Moreover, he even allowed Terry to meet with his cousin on Monday at 10 a.m. to discuss the next steps.
Thank you.
Terry had to spend another night in the rain in the forest. In the morning, he went to the station, but when he arrived, he found out that Byrne had lied to him. The bus with prisoners had already left. Terry went through the forest to cut across and catch the bus. He managed to do it. On the way, he asked Mike to request an arrest. Everyone already knew who he was, and he was in danger. Terry said goodbye to his brother. When Terry learned that his former boss couldn't help him, he found himself in an even more difficult situation. It turned out that because of his statement, the police had raided the restaurant where his boss worked, under the pretext of investigating drug sales. During the search, they seized the safe with the proceeds. Terry once again turned to Samber, but she was also under pressure. The young woman, realizing that her job was now at risk, decided to act secretly, not wanting to lose everything. The lawyer, continuing the investigation, soon discovered that the case was indeed shady. Michael's bail had been set unusually high, and they had also given him a 90-day delay, which was rare for such cases. This was just one of many similar instances, and she was determined to continue her